Welcome, everyone, to FMA Talk Martial Chronicles. I'm your host, Datu Tim. Here's my co-host.
PG Taz here.
Hey, and we've already got Eric. Eric's always trying to. I think he's trying to be the number one fan out there, to be the first to do that and get bonus points. But as one of our guests already said, you can't cash those points in anywhere. But we'll get back into that. The name is Wolf from Ohio. So Eric is from Portland, Oregon. Oh yeah, and then PG Sam from Columbus, Metro Columbus, actually Mount Gilead. So happy Easter, everybody. Hope we're having a good time. I see more people who have just logged in. They're not live yet, but I can see them waving. So the whole crew is here. So Bill from Guam, we got people. Where's the beer? Okay, that's a good question. And then, of course, Eric likes that's funny. You know, I usually have a rant. So here's the rant real quick. We're going to pop right into it. And we actually talked about today. Today I got a box full of belts. If you hadn't seen it earlier, if you're going to promote the art, we need to promote the art. We need to produce new students, not worry about promoting, giving other people rank or more rank if they're not producing people. We talked about this. Has been a bunch of themes for us. The big thing is the new black belts, the new instructors, the new whatever you want to call them. We need to get more bodies out there. If you want your art to survive, you need to have a bigger gene pool. Okay, that's my rant of the day. I'll take the headset off. Well, actually, I'm going to put it back on to see if I have the power on. Okay, so we are going to be talking about the FMA Invasion. So I'm going to bring people I'm going to bring them all in. I'm going to do the person who is hosting us is Terry Dow. Hello, Terry. How you doing?
Hey, guys. Fantastic.
So Terry is the Superfoot Wallace guy. The guy. Besides Bill himself, of course. He's actually the guy. But this is the protege. And then Nathan, we'll see you this weekend as well. So he is the master of ceremonies and the host of the big event coming up. We also have a longtime instructor there, Guru Steve Lefebvre, who's been there before Ty and I got in there.
It was before the dinosaurs.
Before the dinosaurs. I mean, they were all working out with Moses back then, you know. Actually, no, that was Carl, but that's another story. And then a later edition was Ty or myself. Then Ty's going to be on the event officially this time. This is his first show or a symposium. After that, we met Mike and May Williams, and here they are. How you guys doing? And now the newest member of the Martial Arts Symposium for the Filipino track, Dean Franco. The host and creator of FMA Discussion. So this is the crew. So we've got top left, that's me. Top middle, there's Ty. Terry Dow is top right. Dean Franco is the bottom left. Mike and May Williams, center, bottom. Oh, they're in the center square. It's like Hollywood Squares here. And then Steve Lefebvre, bottom right. So I'm going to pick to upper right square for $100. No. So I want to start. Terry's got a family, and he's got a lovely daughter. And I want to make sure that he can get home we have a tendency of going really late. So I want to introduce Terry first. So if he has to take care of family, that's all good. Who else is there? Oh, Kara's there. There we go. Nice. Likely bunch excited to see you all. Okay. So Terry, tell us, so the FMA Invasion, us are invading actually we've been invited. We're not invading anything, but it's the FMA track for the Martial Arts Symposium. Please tell us a little about the Martial Arts Symposium and some of the instructors that we have not been talking about that make this such an epic event in the Northeast Coast.
Yeah, I mean, there's 46 classes on Saturday alone. So this actually all started, Steve Lefebvre, myself, and Mike Fitzgerald, Jason Scaduto, a bunch of guys used to get our schools together back in the early 90s to just cross-train with each other. And we brought our students together and just each sort of took turns teaching and spent a day cross-training. So at least for our area, certainly one of the first groups to sort of coexist and get along as instructors of schools. And I know Mike and May, you guys came on pretty early too, before the symposium actually started. I think you guys were at one of the events that we were just on, a combined martial arts camp.
Yep, definitely. Awesome time.
And then, because, I trained under Michael DiPasquale and Bill Superfoot Wallace, I would sort of pick one of those guys to come out and headline. And as things grew, an event that used to be in Bruce Chutnick's organization in Keene, the guy just didn't want to host it anymore. And I said, well, hey, if you guys want me to host it, I already bring all these people together. Bruce Chutnick said, yeah, that sounds like a plan. And so his group started supporting, and just one of those things that kind of organically grew. I've been extremely fortunate in the martial arts to have teachers and friends that have always wanted me to cross-train and share and learn from everybody. And I've always felt like I wanted to give back and offer that opportunity with like-minded instructors to get together and share, and the students to have that opportunity. So really that's what the event is about. Like I said, 46 classes Saturday alone. There's, just about as many instructors, and try to get everybody some equal teaching time. And it's been really exciting. Really, Tim, you're kind of the brainchild behind doing the Filipino tracks and kind of keeping that more focused throughout the weekend instead of just doing a class or two. I think that works really well, because pretty much every martial art out there wants to learn something from FMA. I mean, I think it's one of those things that can easily transcend arts, and people can add it into their systems and learn something valuable. So it's been a pleasure to have you guys invade.
Well, I will on that note, and my furry 170-pound co-host just came in the room, is pushing me off the chair. So if you see a nose pop up around here, it's not me. But I will say this: Filipino martial arts, along with there's only a few arts that I feel that goes into this that works well, that goes pretty much everywhere, and FMA has been one of those that works really well. Filipino martial arts, I think it's like that universal accessory that you can plug and play anywhere. I think that's why Professor Praces was popular, because he was Professor Praces, and the big three, which was Remy Praces, Wally J, and George Dillman, they all worked because what they were teaching together could be applied as the art within your art or an extension of your art. Where some arts, they just don't blend well, And I've been very fortunate, that we've been able to get involved with this and be ambassadors for the FMA industry. And your event, Bruce Chutnick's event, does a real good. I know he's got a bad rap on his event because the Filipino martial arts out there, they don't understand. The one time the guys was like, they put us in a side room. Like, no, they didn't put you in a side room. They dedicated a room for FMA all day long. And you kind of do the same thing. And like, you've got so Terry's got this room off to the side. I want that room every single time, because if you've been there, for those who haven't been there, it's a little chaotic at times. And we all share one floor. Eric says, yes, sir. Everyone shares the area, and sometimes you go into somebody else's area because of how many people pop in yours. We've got a dedicated room that's much better sound control. I like training with music, so I bring my UE booms in there. I play music, we work out, and I don't have to worry about someone crashing into us because we have 4 walls to keep people out, And we're better armed than everyone in the room, so it doesn't matter.
The weapons room.
Yeah, but the thing here is, and Bruce Chutnick did the same thing for years. And I'm going back to the gathering this year in Reno, and I thought it was awesome because I didn't look at this being shoved in a side room. I was listening. This was a dedicated room for the FMA track. And like one of the areas you have a matted area for all the grappling arts.
Yep.
So
throwing,
Aikido. Yeah, it rocks whether you're doing stand up or groundwork. So, Ty, I'm gonna see if I can get my dog to be quiet. So I still can hear. Okay, here's the thing. I'm doing this earlier. Usually when I do that, people think I've left the room. I can hear everything you say. So still, by all means, talk smack about me because I'll see you shortly. I'm just joking. I'll never use this one. I use the other knife that's a throwaway. But anyways, I'll be right back. Ty, take it away.
No, this is good. So I'm off mute now. I just wanted to keep it a little less echoey. So Terry and Steve, I guess, for as long as you've been doing it, any good takeaways about mixing the styles and maybe FMA, maybe not, but any stories about how that worked out really well in surprising ways or the opposite?
Steve, you can take it. I've always been surprised how well it works out.
Yeah, actually, it's kind of cool. It's, like with Mike and May and Guro Tim, we all get together and then we'll say, we're going to have a theme for whatever we're teaching. And then we just play off each other. And like one will go up, they'll do something, and we'll say, hey, let us show our variant to that. When I was teaching grappling there a couple of times, it was the same. And it's that nice flow that goes from one style to the next. And everyone's saying it's not one style. It's just how we all teach differently, right? And it's just every flavor that you can take.
I think that flavor comes across really well. I mean, only been a few times, but I really appreciated that sharing and that commonality, right? Everybody's doing what they love and enjoying others doing what they love, which may not be the same thing you love, but seeing how it comes together.
Right.
I don't know. I really enjoyed the feel of it, the flavor of it, and I couldn't recommend it more highly. So hopefully a bunch of people are watching this and are getting excited. I know I am. I'm looking forward to it. It's an 8-hour drive, but I probably won't even notice it because I'll be there before I know it.
That's all right. As you can see, I have this lovely curtain behind me because I'm in Irvine, California this week, getting ready to fly back on Thursday night to be there. So if I look a little tired, probably because I was up like 3 o'clock this morning too. So
don't worry, we have an early Christmas. We have Christmas light.
There you go. Yeah, I'll have to fly out to Utah right after I get back. It's just we're all doing a million things, which is good.
Yeah.
So Steve, I know you've been doing it for a while. So you do FMA. Tell us a little bit about some of the things you do.
Sure. So primarily what I work under is combative concepts, which has been mostly the unarmed portion of what we've taught through the years. But as subgroups in that, we've kind of taken the training that I've gone through for 35 years, and we call it Juego Todo Eskrima, which is pretty much anything goes. So does it work? Can you fight with it? Is it applicable? And then we also teach a short blade style, which I've taken a variety of things from, Amok and Sayakali, Atienza, or just a host of things. And we call that Havoc Blade Systems, just so that people can have a curriculum if they want to focus on a particular aspect. And so that's kind of where we go. They all kind of mesh together. There's no one thing over another because empty hands feeds back into the weapon side and vice versa. And of course, then, since I live in the middle of nowhere, we have a firearms range in my backyard where we also practice tactical firearms. So at times we'll have to have you guys all up and we'll have a little, steel blasting kind of time.
Absolutely. No, that would be good. I'm going to get to Mike and May here in a second. I just want one last thing on Terry. I was trying to get a feel for, I know when I was there, I was attending and helping. But what I did notice is that everybody seemed to engage. I'm wondering, do you see a lot of instructors teaching there as well? I mean, partaking as well as teaching?
I think, we try to encourage that. I think everybody's there with an open mind and willingness to share. And you do see a lot of people, even if it's just jumping in with one of their instructors or someone they wanted to work with. But there's not many people that don't do something while they're there. And, we've been fortunate to have been surrounded by good instructors from the beginning. And so as people have kind of come into what was a small circle at the beginning and is now a big circle, that we've stayed really true to having good quality, talented martial artists with good attitudes. So there's really, in the earlier days, there would be more of that, someone would come get me and say, so and so just said my technique's going to get somebody killed, and they'd be upset. And I want to say, well, what? But I didn't. Just to put that fire out and move on. But I mean, the evolution of everybody working together, because it's nearly something new. So yeah, I think honestly, training is the common goal, whether you're an instructor or a student, and that's what makes it so great. Is everybody's there to share and learn, and there's not one person saying, this is my style and it's better than that or whatever. We smack those people and then they come back the next year. So.
Right. Well, before I turn it back to Tim, I was going to say, when people are sharing, they're actually, and they play with other people, right? You get a chance to hone what you're doing, hone what you think you know. There's too many advanced people there to not touch, to play with and whatever, right? So if everybody does a little bit of that, everybody benefits. And we're all, I think, students, otherwise we wouldn't keep doing this, right?
Okay, so right off the bat, we have Eric saying we need a gathering like that in Portland, Oregon. Wouldn't be a bad idea. Okay, so defensive tactics, that's Bill from Guam. So this kind of gathering never happened when I was living in New Hampshire. Well, they waited for you to leave, Bill. Sorry. Bill's gone. We can do this now. And then, hey, here we go. What's this? Terry! Class act, a sensei making a difference.
Thanks.
Terry, how much did you pay him for that?
About as much as we pay for that extra room.
Okay. So Dean asked a question during this weekend. He asked about, well, tell us what was the question you asked yesterday before I butt dialed everybody.
Regarding, yeah. So
because there was a surprise that the invasion didn't know about.
Yeah. So when I noticed that all of us were getting together towards the latter part of the afternoon, I initially interpreted that was the interview. And what I mean by the interview, I suggested to Datu, hey, since we're all together, if you guys want, I'd be more than happy to get us all together and I can interview everybody based on the experience and all that. So when I initially saw that, that's kind of what I thought it was.
But that's not the case.
Yeah.
So Terry threw us a curveball, which is not a bad thing. So the cast, this motley looking crew in front of you is actually all going to be teaching one session together.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So Steve, how do you feel about it? You and I have taught together before, but what do you think about Ty, the Williams, Dean, you and I all teaching together? What do you think about that? All in the same session.
I think it's awesome, right? And it'll be fun because, Tim, you and I both know you play off each other, right? If one person's showing something and you say, hey, let me show my twist. And then students can come around and interact with everybody because I'll be back on the floor doing exactly what I do all the time. Train with the students, be a student again, and then watch Mike whip my butt across a few times. You know how he gets. He gets a little anxious, so we got to keep him under control. May is the real quiet one.
Keep going.
Terry, are you running a boxing session right now?
I am not. Why?
Oh, who's got the timer in the background?
Oh,
We have a class going on.
Oh, you got a class going on. Okay.
John and Steve
working out.
Okay, all right, no problem. It's all good. All good in the hood. So so I mean it'll you know what it also does, the cool thing here. Okay, so here we go. What do we have a good event, people, duties and responsibilities call. Okay, see you later, Bill. We're gonna have him after he gets back he's going to the Philippines. He'll be on our show sooner or later. He's got to take care of some stuff, but the cool thing here is I don't want to say friendly rivalry is too strong of a term, but the cool thing here is with all of us teaching together, consciously or subconsciously, we all step up our game.
Yeah.
And it's a nice thing. It's like, all right, I can't be a schlub today. I mean, not that I ever go in that mindset. I try to always be on. But at the same token, here we got a whole bunch of people and we all got to bring our A game because, every now and then you might have a bad day, and it's like, all right, I'll just take it easy today. And, and I know I'm usually my worst critic. Like, there's been a whole bunch. Like, some of you guys have met Craig, which is really probably my best out of town student for a partner. He and I have done stuff literally all around the world, including the Philippines, doing demos. And even in some of our bad demos, like, oh, that was a crappy demo. And then someone shows us footage afterwards. I'm like, wow, that was a really good demo. And I'm like, okay, but still in the back of my mind, I always think I could or should be doing better. I know when it vibes right. And when I've got the energy, and I know when I have the energy this weekend of the 5 of you being with me, in addition to the other room of all, well, how many instructors do you have on this, Bill?
I lost count, around 40 something.
40 some instructors. Okay. So my goal is always to be the top instructor in the room. Whether it is or isn't, it doesn't matter, but that's my goal. I like, and if I'm not the best, I'm the best I can be. Well, when you got 39 other people there, you really want to step up your game, whether people like what you're doing or not. It's about the presentation, how you, it's the swagger. It's not about the system. The hell with the system. We can all teach the same damn thing, Like I said, my thing was I was going to teach underwater basket weaving, and just that Terry didn't have enough respirators to go around. So I'm going to do some stick work, But the thing here is, we want to bring our swagger and our material, represent our arts, we're all ambassadors. And the nice thing here is this. We need to promote all of us. And we've talked about this before. And I think COVID has done good and bad for us. And, we're all in that same storm, but we're all in different ships. Now, I saw the community get closer, but I didn't know if it was because it brought the community closer or they're all looking to scavenge each other's ships when they were going under. I know this crew, this crew right here, we're all down with each other. We've been friends for years, and Terry was asking me, like, Tim, who do you think I should bring in? Someone who's going to be a mover and shaker, who brings excitement to the event. And that's why I said Dean Franco.
It's got to be Dim Franco.
Dim Franco. Dim Franco. Well, actually, May needs to be the one to really correct us and say it all the right way, because I used to do a really good Remy, and then it's been too long. I can do this. I can do the style, but my accent, I think I sound more like I'm a German Russian trying to be a Filipino. And it's like, what are you doing, baby? Oh. You'll be the Aranese princess, baby. But but I used to have the proper pitch. Now dude, look who's here, Tim Gillette.
Oh,
we've been trying to get a hold of him for a while. Tim, how you doing? Well, I don't want to say trying to get a hold of him. Hey, Tim, we need to have you on the show. No comment. We'll see if we'd like to have him on the show. Maybe even talk about his defensive tactics wear, because he's got that Scorpion system for his hoodies.
The hoodie, yeah.
But all right. I don't know. So Terry, do you have a question for us? Us, the invasion?
I don't think so. I don't know if
or come in the room like this. You don't know.
Earlier conversation of us all coming together. So I don't know, if Mike, if you want to speak at all on how we've all kind of come together over the years. But
oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, we're looking forward to it. We always have such a good time. We're looking forward to working with everybody again, hanging out. It's funny too. We were thinking about how we all work off each other, and yeah, I think every time we go the weeks before, everybody's asking, "What are you going to teach?" It's like, I don't know. I got to see what everybody else is doing.
That's true.
I don't know.
It's so cool when you get people of the caliber of everybody on this panel that you don't have to figure it out ahead. You can play off each other, and I think that's such a great thing for the students to be able to see. That last track while you're all teaching together. My vision for that literally is for one person to do, a minute or two, and the next person to jump right on it, and the next person, and really just cycle around in an ideal scenario, that's how it works. And when we get people as talented as you guys, I think that's pretty easy to do, and it becomes a lot of fun for everybody to watch as well.
Well, yeah, my goal definitely would be that one person takes a technique and then maybe a follow-up or a different entry or a fill in the blank. That would be awesome, I think. But we have to see how everyone feels comfortable doing things,
Amazing.
So,
Valley song this year, so.
Who?
We're working on it.
Really?
Okay, so
Do you have enough trainers?
I don't have any, so if anybody has extra trainers, please bring them.
May's got a
guess
couple. Yeah, May's got a
got a-
couple.
I got the bottle opener ones
Oh, we do. We got those too in the
I have the
spoon.
spoon ones too.
and the hair.
I got
Ty's got the
mine, too.
hair because he does it all the time.
He's really rocking the new haircut.
You like that? Well, at
We're
least
almost the same there, Ty.
well, that's a choice. Ty actually does grow stubble there, so but he's not wearing his bow tie today, so he threw us off a little there. So let's go through this. So Terry is going to be working. He's going to be emceeing. Terry, are you teaching anything?
I usually put myself in with Superfoot, and but I don't. I mean, when Bill's around, I don't usually give myself teaching time.
Yeah, okay.
But I just kind of jump in and work with them. And it's always challenging because every time I think I have time to teach something, then my brain goes in 20 directions, and I need to I really just want to make sure that the students are happy and that all the instructors are also happy and organized and know where they're supposed to be and what they're doing, and make sure everybody's on track. Some of the different topics that aren't FMA related, I have to keep people organized on how much time they're teaching and doing things, because they're not tag teaming like you guys. They're presenting for a period of time, and then someone takes over with a similar topic. But it's just easier for certain teachers to have that track for 20 or 30 straight minutes than it is to bounce off other people. I think it takes a special group that can just kind of bounce in and out of techniques with each other. So I'm usually just running around and then talking to people. It'll be so nice. Honestly, last year we did this, but I didn't advertise much because I was afraid of any negative publicity around a gathering of people. And we were really in the early stages of being allowed to do that. And so we did it with our core crew, but I didn't do too much external advertising. And it's been really nice this year to see the incredible amount of positive feedback. Pre-registrations are off the charts. You guys are going to be pretty excited, I think, to see how many students are actually on the mat this year. It's going to be packed. It's going to be a full.
Didn't you have like 103 last year?
We still had 103, and considered about half the normal event.
And that was the funny thing. The timing was perfect because Saturday they lifted the mask mandate.
Yeah.
It was hilarious too, because I'm driving, so it took me, so Waze, I use Waze, WAZE. Ty turned me onto it. Really good travel app, and the Williams are definitely going to do that this year instead of using TomTom. Because it will. I came up on 95 to see them in Salem a couple weeks ago, and it put me on a parallel road where I got to watch everybody enter the parking lot while I kept moving. So it's an amazing thing. And it took me through Vermont, and it was hilarious. When I hit the Vermont state border, you were not allowed to get out of your vehicle. Basically is what it said, because of COVID.
Right.
Like, oh, that's nice. And I kept going right through. And I went from that extreme to go, okay, starting tomorrow, you don't have to wear a mask. Game on. I wore my mask periodically if it made people around me feel comfortable. But it was really cool because it was the first real event I went to group event of any size that I went to after COVID. And I think the last event I went to was the Saratoga Martial Arts Festival. And then COVID shut down right after. Actually, Ty and I were both at that event. And that was the last big event. We did art camp and stuff, but that wasn't, that wasn't even, that was probably a third or less, physically less than a third. Virtually, I probably did like half of what you had, but in person, I You know, and you also did a virtual option on that as well. But so let's go through the list. So, you know, you got us. So Ty and I have that Praesis Arnis background, which will have the modern, which will have the Balintawak and the Combatant blended in. Ty's doing some internal stuff because he's deep internally. He's always deep in thought. Steve, what systems are you drawing from this weekend?
Let's see. So we'll probably do some floral fighting systems, Calisa Lustrissimo background a little bit on some of that. Kind of blended in with a few other things that we've practiced over the years.
Okay.
Especially some of the like multiple man attacks or street attacks, bat type things, something similar that you've seen before, Tim. Like when you brought out the axe handle, something like that, right? Because that's what we see out in the street. It's not going to be this little thin rattan cane that I'm carrying, right?
Okay.
So something based around those arts.
I'll make sure I bring Jerry, my axe handle, with me. Okay, and then cool. And then we have Tim Gillette sounds like fun. Like, hey, dude, we'll make it happen. How about see what your schedule's in 2 weeks? I got a topic next week that Ty and I are going to bounce off tonight. Did the schedule come out?
Yeah, I just released Saturday's schedule on the public page about an hour ago.
Okay.
Sunday, I just need to put in the private instructor group tonight for everyone to check out and make sure they haven't omitted anything to do or typos, all that fun stuff. And once I get everyone's feedback, then I can put that on the public page tomorrow. But the main day Saturday is there. And Superfoot will be doing a bonus 2-hour thing on Friday from 4 to 6 p.m. for anybody that's in as well.
That's funny. I mean, here's one of these things. I guess I should have looked at the schedule that you posted. I'm terrible at that. I just show up. I go, put me in, coach. Tell me what I got to do. I don't care, And it's probably why Terry and I get along so well. Because like, what do you want me to teach?
From the stick topic I wrote down.
Yeah. Like,
sorry, even what he puts up, we can change it.
I'm teaching jujitsu. Oh, okay, sure, whatever. I got that. I got that. So, Mike and May, what do you plan on teaching? Drawing? What systems? Here we go. Listen, as far as an FMA group, we know we have to adapt to the room and everyone around us. So the big thing to me is not the topic so much as what systems are we drawing from. So Mike and May, please, can you tell us what systems of martial arts throughout the weekend you'll be drawing from?
We're gonna do this combination of the stick and dagger. Right?
Well, I think that's what we're supposed to be teaching first. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, we'll probably pull from like whatever topic we're working on, and obviously stuff from Mudden on this, the Kitty Tertius Serratus, and all the stuff we've done over the years.
So because Mike has a different accent than I do.
Oh, sorry, Boston.
No. So you said D Kitty with a D, right? So
yes, with a D. Yeah,
not P Kitty with a P.
No,
So
D.
D. Yeah. So you're talking from Nene Tortal.
Yes.
Tito Nene. So, so you got the Kitty Tertia.
Yeah.
You doing any Silat this weekend?
Yes. We are doing a Silat.
There we go.
In the early afternoon, I think.
I think.
So what systems of Silat are you be drawing from?
Oh, so Guru Edward Libby's Baring Sakti, the Harimau Silat.
Okay. Okay. And then obviously the Praesis family, the modern stuff as well.
Yes.
Okay. Dean Franco. That's all because of GM Poggi. Terry, do you know who GM Poggi is?
Yeah.
You consider yourself lucky. Actually, you know his alter ego, otherwise known as Paulo Rubio. But he's GM Poggi is the Pinoy version of Master Ken. Okay. So anyways, but Dean, and he named Dean Franco Dean Franco.
Dim
Franco. So anyways, so what systems are you drawing from this weekend?
So I'm gonna so Burton's and Kali Isusumo. So I'm under Ricketts sanction and Burton, but I'm going to really focus on Ricketts, Largo Mono, far as like off the 12 count.
So the Kali Lustrissimo systems you'll be drawing from. Are you doing any Battlefield Kali or just the?
Yeah. So I think on the stick clinch and grappling, I'll pull from Burton's material.
Okay, great, cool. Any other FMA systems or Silat or stuff like that you might be pulling from?
Method. I mean, I always adhere to Tom's just methodology, context, and methodology. That's just inherently embedded in me.
Okay.
Anybody that's trained with Tom is just guys just like, you know, he's just off the charts. As
And
far as
that's
that. Tom Sodas.
right. So yeah, because some of our viewers may not know which Tom we're talking about.
Yeah, he's just the guy just was a game changer for me. Not so much physical content, but just like the how to zone in on methods and having a contextual aspect to it. You know?
Cool.
He's coming the end of May over here. Tom will be here.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, he's. Well, yeah, you know. So.
Cool. So what do you got for us there, Ty? I'm gonna put you. I'm trying to. I'm a little. So today, you know, not to sound like a whining little baby, but I will. I had a day camp for the kids, which is not a big deal. But the thing here is, as a host, like Terry knows, I've the weekend of the 20th of May, I'm doing the anniversary camp for Modern East because it's the 65th anniversary. Well, as some of people know, our hotel filled up, and now I'm scrambling to find other hotels and then some other things that need to get in. One of the things we're doing is a big testing promotion. We give away blades as part of, in addition to a belt, we give a blade. Well, I've been scrambling trying to make sure everything goes on, and for some reason, my Western Union order decided to hold the money for 4 days, and I'm trying to figure out why. So my guy is going to be working on it. It's no big deal, but it's just like one more headache that I have to do. Well, you know, why did you hold the money? I didn't hold the money. So I'm going a little crazy on this organization wise. So, Mr. Ty, what do you got? What do you got for us here?
I was gonna maybe pull the thread and see. So you said, Terry, what, maybe 200-ish people? What kinds of backgrounds are all those that people should be prepared for if they're thinking of coming, or if they want to say, hey, I can do that too?
I try to pull from everywhere. So, we have, internal martial arts, kung fu people, kempo people, boxing, kickboxing, FMA, Indonesian arts, Aikido. I don't know if that's probably a majority of the main groups that show up. But
pretty much covers everything, yeah. But it's like a smorgasbord, right? Because I from what I thought I saw, people didn't really. They weren't stovepiped. In other words, they didn't just only do their stuff and then not do anything. They mixed it up and kind of went a buffet mode, right?
Right. There's obviously a few groups that come in and do what they do, and it's just really cool because no matter what somebody's looking for, I try to offer it. There's one of my training partners is a savate master from Italy, and I don't see too much savate around here. He's pretty amazing. We have Big John, who's an undefeated FMA fighter that comes in. So, everybody's just so talented. It's really cool to have everybody on the same page, and we have a couple of different Aikido styles, and they get to kind of train together and share their similarities and nuances. I really can't say enough about everybody just showing something, getting along, and having fun and training together. Doesn't work out 100% of the time, but we've got a really solid group now. Most of those hiccups have been worked out in the earlier days.
Well, I wouldn't sell yourself short. From what I saw, you make it look easy almost. You keep the high energy going, keep a lot of groups going at the same time, and I know you have a good support group. But you have a lot of balls in the air almost effortlessly, and you're always doing it with a smile. Everybody feels super welcome. So it's no wonder that people keep coming back. And as far as who's teaching, there are some big names there. We don't need to necessarily say the names, but there's some other big names there. There's people that maybe some people haven't met, but they're amazing, and their skills come to the fore. And I think everybody displays their enthusiasm, right? And that's infectious. That's how I teach. So hopefully that'll fit in fine. But I really enjoy that because it's just a lot of energy and this beautiful thing.
I got to say this. Terry has got a lot of people who are probably, if anything, underrated. He's got people from a whole bunch of different arts there that you might never have heard of, but that doesn't diminish their teaching ability. It's just some of these, there's no, so one of the things that I'm looking at these days is I'm not saying I'm not going to be traveling as much, but I have to make my travels worth it. I know people who've gone to all these events that they don't get compensated. I know people who will fly to Greece to teach, fly to the Philippines to teach. And I'm like, but you're paying to do all these. And there's a bunch of events that I go to that, like, well, there's certain events I go to as a lost leader because I know it opens up the doors for me. There's a lot of good opportunities for me to go to places. And this is a phenomenal event that opens up many opportunities. But, there's a lot of these guys, like myself, I'm looking to scale back a lot of the things that don't make sense for me to go to, because every time I'm away from my family in the weekends, it's away from my school. And a lot of these guys that come to this event are like Big John, the Muay Thai instructor. He's got one hell of a business going on that he's managing all the time. He could easily be doing seminars, but I don't think the seminars would pay him enough money to leave his business, because his business is doing that well. And the thing here is, like, when people sit there, like when Remy used to do seminars, he would get paid $1,500 to $2,000 a day. But a lot of times he took care of his own airfare, and sometimes he took care of his own hotel. So how much money was left after all that? And that was Grandmaster Remy prices. I can sign up 3 people on a Saturday, and that's $6,000, for membership, so, and there's a lot of these guys like Big John's a perfect example. My God, he showed me the pictures of all the stuff he's got going on. It doesn't make sense for him to be on the road because he'd lose money. That's the caliber guys he's got at this place that you won't hear from them because they're running a full-time business, and they have all the skills and knowledge to be out there doing this. So these are the types of events you want to go to and check everybody out. A lot of times I'm going around and I'm picking people's brains. It's like, well, Tim, where are you doing? I'm going over here. Are you training? Nope. Because I'm not worrying about the material. I want to look at the presentation. I'm taking notes, like the boxing methodologies. I was talking to Big John about the counting systems. I go, well, here's the one counting system. I don't use that because I want people to know a jab's a jab, a cross. But he helped me break down a couple systems. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm used to the number system. I'm like, okay. And we talked about the number system, and I think Joe Lewis had a different counting system, and I talked to another guy. Well, what do you think about this? Because I saw them at other events, and we would compare notes. And there's so much. I'm learning things from a different point of view because I'm trying to teach. I'm trying to learn teaching styles, and a lot of times I do all these other systems, and sometimes I'll be in there physically doing it. Sometimes I'm watching from the sides, and it's not about learning a new system, because a lot of the systems teach the same material, but it's how they communicate things. And Ty and I, we just had an immersion camp at my school. Ty stayed at my house for 9 days.
We feel sorry for you, Ty.
Along with 2 others, So
you might feel sorry for him, but yeah.
So Greg, Larry, and Ty, and some things people were understanding and some people weren't. And as we talked about it, my question became, Ty, do you understand everything I'm saying because you've been around me so long, or do I need to change the way I say stuff? And some of the best things that people say, wow, I love this, Tim. I love how you say that. Well, I got that from Dr. G. I got this from Wally J. I got this from someone else. Nope, that's Tim Hartman. But it took me a lot of listening to other people. And that alone is, if you're an instructor out there, walking around and listening to all the guys teach, and women, men and women teach,
yep.
That's an amazing thing. I mean, okay, besides us, Bill Superfoot Wallace, living legend, Bruce Jutnick, one of probably Remy Price's first student of American student in the States, and he was also a student of Angel Cabalist at the same time. Who can claim that? Okay, let alone all the stuff he's a walking dictionary of martial arts. Do you have Christine Bannon Rodriguez coming to the event?
Yep, she'll be up Saturday right after lunch.
Amazing. And didn't she double like for one of the, wasn't she Catwoman or something like that, or Batgirl or something?
Yeah, Batgirl and one of the Karate Kid movies. And
Yeah, she's done everything, and
And she's super nice.
Oh my God,
She is.
but she got an accent. She got. Well, of course, someone would say that about me. Who else we got there? Do we have Michael?
no, he's still kind of rehabbing from what.
Okay, so for years, Michael DePasquale, before having a surgery, was coming every year. I mean, there's a whole list of top caliber people out there, and these are the guys, and these are the men and women that you want to be on the floor with, to listen and see how they teach. And these guys here too. I love Michael's presentation, Michael and May. I love Steve. I don't know about Dean yet because I haven't seen him teach.
Pretty shaky.
That's what I heard.
That's the rumor going around. Yeah.
Well,
Terry,
Dean also.
is Christina going to be teaching kickboxing again this year?
My wife,
Yeah.
she's doing a boot camp. Yeah, on Saturday.
Excellent.
Well, Dean, I was going to say. So, Dean, speaking along the lines that Tim was talking about, Dean has seen, in part of his, with FMA discipleship, he's seen a lot of different people teach. And I think I'm watching him on the sides there, and he's like getting more ideas and dissecting things. If you were going to give some people some advice to how to get that part of things out of things, since no one ever teaches you how to do that, what kind of things would you be looking for, Dean, at something like this?
First, I'm going to try to just not be nervous. I got to be honest. I mean, yeah, I'm just going to try to just get there, deflate, and just, be in the moment and just enjoy the company and just, that. Like, I'm looking forward to Mike's C-Lot thing. I kind of looked at the schedule, like who I really want to check out and further my knowledge or just whatever they're offering, because like you said, I mean, none of us know everything, you know what I mean? And there's always can learn something from somebody. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. But as far as recommendations, when people come on, they do demos when I'm interviewing them. I just look for the clarity, and even though sometimes they're working within a tight, confined space. So if they can make that work and they do really well articulating, demonstrating, they take the time to come back to the camera and kind of go over what they're doing. That's stuff that really resonates with me, So I look for that. Like, not only is their presentation verbally detailed, but does it correlate with the physical presentation? Is there really good congruency there? Hopefully that makes sense.
No, it does. Yeah. Well, and on the other side, I was going to ask Mike, May, Steve, since you've been doing this a while. I'm going to ignore Tim for a second. So I know you guys teach your regular classes and stuff. What do you think do you get some feedback during these kinds of events, this event in particular, and what kinds of good feedback has helped you from something like this?
You want to start, Mike?
Oh, sure. Okay. Yeah. No, we've had a lot of people that want to go every year. Some people that are new this year going for the first time. Everybody's really excited. They just can't wait.
People that went before, they have a good time, and so they're coming again.
Yeah, and everybody we brought always had a great time, and was looking forward to making it. I think only Robin Shirley had a baby this year, so they can't make it. But I know they're disappointed. So, but I think everybody's always been excited about coming, and everybody always couldn't stop talking about it.
We always tell them that to have fun.
Yeah. We tell them check everything out. They said they want to check out what we doing to help us out, but if not, check out everything. Go whatever you want to check out. Just go have a blast. And any seminar, check it all out. We really encourage that. So definitely everybody looks forward to it. So I think we have, I don't know how many people we have going this year, but I think we have a good group going. So
yeah, we have some good group. Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna text you shortly.
Yeah. Another person's gonna be there this year is Grandmaster Buzz Durkin, who is an amazing person. We teach at his camp that they do every year, and awesome. He's got a huge school in New Hampshire. Just a really great person, like you were saying, great presentation, real friendly person to talk to. Just a really nice guy. I'm looking forward if I get a chance to go to his event. Definitely, I want to check that out. I always have a good time hanging out with those guys. Yeah, really nice.
Oh, I see.
And I'm looking forward to that. Yeah.
Oh, hey, here we go. Ryan Chamberlain says, "See you, my friends." Okay, Ryan, he'll be teaching that, right?
He'll be there.
And then, Rob Trezzi. Oh, Rob, hey. You're doing the Tahoe event in 2022. No, I'll be doing Bruce Jutnick's event in Reno in October. And then, Carrie, each year you make new friends. You look forward to seeing them next year. John Savage, because he's savage.
John's listening to you on the other side.
he's listening in the other room. All right. And then, hey, buddy. Okay. And then I live in Reno now. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I'll be at Circus. So,
and actually, the symposium is where I met Kara. Speaking of meeting new friends and stuff.
There you go.
Steve, you also did you have some thoughts on what I asked a second ago too?
Yeah, sure. It's been way too many years. Terry and I have been together.
Too many.
For a long time. So, you look back and you say, what did I learn and how did I take it and kind of change the way I approach teaching? It's a lot of times sometimes it's the slow down approach. When you're in the moment, sometimes it's so fast and you're moving, and then students, can you do that again? And you're like, no, because the energy is a little different. But let me show you what the principle is, right? To break it down. So if people can come away from the seminar or any part of the art that we're practicing, just knowing the principle and how to apply it, they can go and take it and make it their own. That's my goal, right? I could care less if someone takes all the credit for it. It's just having fun, teaching, enjoying everything, and learning too, because I learn every time I go there. I had taken stuff with crew, which is, John, great time. The Savat was awesome. Mike's Salat class in the last time, although I couldn't get those deep stretches. I'm a little old, so that was a little rough for me there. And it's good to see Dean. I haven't seen Dean in 20 years almost, so it'll be a really good time to see these things. One thing that's kind of funny, Ty, is we were talking about Tom Sotis earlier. I was training with Tom when I met Mike and May, who introduced me to Nene Tortel. And so some of this all came together through those early associations. That circle is pretty small, so it was all good.
Awesome.
That's like if you look at like me and Steve's, like Steve was with Sayak Atienza.
Yep.
Sayak Atienza. Now kind of Tom's impact his training. Tom, it sounds like he's doing stuff with Ray Floral, who I have incredible admiration for, and he's actually coming on tomorrow with Romeo Macapal tomorrow night. So it's kind of funny, like 20 years later, it's like
full circle.
Nice. I'm really looking forward to sparking off you guys. I've shared the floor a little bit with Mike and May. Dean, we've talked and visited and whatnot. Steve, actually, I think I took some of your session, but I don't think we interacted a whole lot.
No, because I remember you being down there, but I never got to touch base with you after. Because I think we all just kind of split up and went going training. Everywhere.
There was so much to do. It was like a kid in a candy store. But I'm actually pretty quiet. Unless I've met people, I'm one of those guys. But that doesn't come out when I'm teaching, so that should be okay.
Hey, Steve, how many days are you going to be there?
Definitely Saturday. I got to check on Sunday morning because it's my father's birthday, the 21st, and I'm out here in Irvine, California. So I'm going to get the guilt trip.
Gotcha. Let me see here. What we got? The no suit.
He's probably talking about me not having a suit tie. No suit.
Yeah. So Ty, so you're not only teaching Filipino, but there are people who cross train multiple systems and stuff like that. Tell us about the other sessions you're doing. I said internal, and I'm like, I'm not talking internalizing life and stuff like that. Ty, so here's the thing. Ty is an 8th degree black sash. I was going to say black belt in Mantis Kung Fu. He just got promoted recently in Mantis Kung Fu, and he's like, yeah, whatever, and then just goes on his daily business. But I mean, an 8th degree black sash is nothing to scoff at. So please tell us a little about some of the other sessions you're going to be doing.
Well, one of the things that's nice, people, I noticed some people doing some internal things, and I was starting to geek out and really enjoying that. And I thought it might be fun to share some of what I do on that regard. But it's so internal. What do I mean by internal? It's just power generation. It's basic physics, because I don't teach it with a lot of the fluffy cloud kind of terminology, which is fine, right? Any terminology you use is fine. but I prefer physics because I'm a nuclear chemist. That's my background is science. And I try to make it accessible. One of my funnest things to do is to teach internal stuff to hard stylists, external stylists, people that don't really concentrate on internal styles, or in Chinese arts is neijia, right? Focusing that internal power generation. So there are tricks that I'm going to use. And so we're going to cover some of those and get people started. And it's fun because if you like it, you can continue on and get better at it. Or if you don't like it, at least you know what you're dealing with and you can feel it when people are good around you. So that's sort of what I'm touching upon. I think at 2 other sessions on Saturday. I haven't looked at the current schedule.
Cool. All right, now you have me intrigued, Ty.
There you go. Now you got to touch hands.
I've characterized it. I like to. So kung fu and internal arts, I like to say, is for lazy people who don't mind working really, 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 really hard to hit as hard as they can with no effort.
I tell you, you got to cross hands. We were teaching in. I was doing my Texas camp down in Plano. And Ed Kwan came up, who's been on our show, and he did a session. And here we go. And then Nathan's like looking forward to attending those sessions. Great. And so trapping came up, and then Ty and I ended up reminiscing about some of Remy's old trap series, like the Tappy Tappy Open Hand. And we started banging hard and fast, and it's a whole different energy. And all of a sudden we realized, wow, we're doing really good. We're getting we're having those loud slaps. I'm like, so much that we might be distracting the class, but it was really fun just to play. And Ty's got a different energy, and it was a different compatible energy. So that's the whole thing. So because sometimes, it's like, you can have 2 good dancers, but they cannot jive together whatsoever. This was same but different, and but different but same. And it was really cool vibe. So definitely, I think he's going to be bringing some really good things to the table. And he's a phenomenal presenter. I mean, Ty does a really wonderful job when he's teaching. And then I'm going to do my shameless plug. What we're doing this year is a little different. Unless Terry decides to change his mind, but he can't because it's on the show and I'm saying it now. So Sunday, I'm the only teacher of the whole group, so no one's teaching but Tim. No, I'm just joking. I'm not talking the invasion. I'm talking the whole session. The whole weekend's me. But we are actually doing so. My rant at the beginning of the show. We're doing something about it. My rant was we need to get more people doing the arts, all martial arts. Less than 1% of the population does martial arts. We'll round up to 1%, which means if you're in a room of 100 people, you're the only martial artist in the room, unless you're at Terry's event. Then the only people who don't do martial arts are the kitchen staff, and you never know. You just never know. But the thing here is, for Filipino martial arts, we're always the secondary, tertiary arts and stuff like that. Well, I'm doing a series on Sunday, a couple classes on Sunday, to start getting people certified in programs. So we're not certifying anyone at the event. I'm doing the course, handing them the outline, and people will have to do their work, as we always say in the show, with the whole idea that next year's event and other events throughout the year will be doing certification that they can get. So I'm going to be doing single stick module 1 and double stick module 1. So this is not, you will not be certified to teach an FMA system. You'll be able to do a course, or more importantly, start a training group and then work forward to eventually become an instructor. And we have to do these long-term goals. Here's the thing. For those who own schools, and who we've all taught, here's the sad thing for the people who are listening. Hey, Mr. Rebello. By the way, Ty, he's going to be talking to you all about the test. So he called me today about this. So
okay.
So he's going to talk to you to go over the stuff. But when you get a new student, the sad mindset is, what do you need to do to replace this student? Because they're going to leave you. Every student leaves you, unfortunately. Every student's going to leave the art. It's not leaving you. It's just life takes them in a different direction. And I can't tell you the percentage of people who stay in the art versus the people who leave the arts completely. Hey, it was something to do. I did it for 3-5 years, and now I'm going to do hiking. Now I'm going to do rock climbing. Now I'm going to do this. So we're constantly looking at that replacement student for the new one that just walked in 2 hours ago. If you don't plant those seeds, okay, while Remy was alive, how many people did modern East as their primary art? I'm not going to say it wasn't just me. There was a handful of people. It was me and my students. But I mean, I was talking to, when I was down with Mike and May a couple of weeks ago, every name we brought up, they were all doing karate or taekwondo or fill in the blank. And that's the problem with FMA as a whole. All right. Steve, how many people that who've done FMA come from something else?
Oh, it's almost everybody.
Okay. Does anyone know anyone who started in FMA besides myself? And as a hush falls over the crowd,
it's still teaching actively, or just people that? Because I know lots of people started as their only art, and then we lost them. But still,
Actually,
Just May.
Here we go. Right.
So
Filipino.
I have met thousands of martial artists. Hell, how many Filipinos don't even know they have their own system out there? The sad thing is there's more non-Filipinos doing the art than Filipinos doing the art. And actually the same thing goes for all the Asian martial arts, because the Japanese are saying the Americans are more Japanese than they are, because the Japanese, the next generation coming up, they're going for this Western mindset. They're all rap music and they're drifting. The Filipinos, what are they doing? They're dancing, karaoke, and basketball. They're not doing their. Ty and I have walked through a street fight in Manila with 20 plus people, and no one was doing any of this kung fu fighting shit. They're hitting people with rocks. But anyways, I digress.
They've got her karaoke right over here.
I know you had a karaoke. I was waiting. We were supposed to do karaoke at the seminar, but you didn't.
Yeah.
So listen.
There
we go. There's the microphones. And listen,
she's bringing it to the event.
So for those who remember this, when we used to make fun of the Japanese tourists with their cameras, the Japanese have got nothing on the Filipinos. They take the cameras to a whole nother level.
Oh, yeah.
But listen, Terry, I know that I know. So Terry only had 2 hours of sleep. He's not going to complain about it. So what I want to do right now is, because we're going to keep ranting for a while. Listen, I want to thank you for being on the show. I want to thank you for hosting this event and inviting all of us to be part of this show.
Thank you for having us too.
Okay, this is
much appreciated.
You've given, you're giving the six of us an opportunity to teach at your event, and you've repeated. And I don't know why he's had me back after. He had me back after the first time. I don't know what the hell's going on there.
My vote was against it, Tim.
I thought I figured that would be the case. Obviously your vote doesn't count anymore. But
it's true.
But listen, Terry. Thank you so much, because listen, I know. Okay. If you haven't hosted one of these things, this is a labor of love. Because I know there's times that Terry comes out of pocket to put this event together, or barely breaks even. Okay, that no one wants to do all this work to not make money. I mean, I see that, and Terry's let me behind I got the backstage pass. I get to see all the nonsense and all the things that are going on, and I already RSVP'd to be at the dinner because I told them. But the thing here is, things happen, and unless you host events, you have no clue. And there's all these weird dynamics and all this other stuff. And he's the one that everyone's complaining about. You spelled my name wrong. You put me next to the wrong person. How come this person's photo bigger than mine? When? What about daylight savings time? What about this new math bullshit? And the list goes on. And people just got to grow up aware of something. They need them. The problem is everyone's got to learn to man and woman up, or toaster if that's how they identify, and I'm okay with that. If they want to be a 3-pronged toaster, it's all good for them, whatever. But the thing here is we all got to grow up and realize that before we say something, what's their side of what's going on. And this guy has got 40 plus instructors, probably 150 to 200 people who are going to be at this event, all looking to him when something goes sideways, and half that shit's their own goddamn fault. And Terry's not saying a word. I'm saying this from the history of me hosting events. Half the bullshit we talk about is actually the problem with the person, not the host. I don't have a room. Well, maybe you should have made a reservation. You know, I didn't get a dinner. Maybe you should have prepaid for that meal that we talked about. Whatever. I mean, if I don't get the session I wanted, guess whose fault that is? Me for not reading the damn schedule. But
I do try to let people proof everything, but not everybody sees the group message.
yeah, that's that. Well, I just ignore it. That's my bad. Once again, coach, just put me in. Whatever you need me to do, I'm there. You know. So
it's an honor to have you all with us, and it's such a blessing to be able to bring everybody together. You know, like I said, I've been really fortunate that Superfoot was one of my early mentors because he's pretty much a neutral personality. I mean, he gets along with everybody. And so I've been able to kind of walk through a lot of those doors. And, you know, I'm friends with a lot of different groups that, you know, I know don't necessarily get along with each other, but I'm friends with all of them. And it's just so great to be able to try to break down those barriers, bring people together and share and watch students have those opportunities that we as instructors all had. You know, a whole nother topic, but man, you know, Steve and I've talked about this a lot on where we had to travel to learn our information. And,
everywhere.
So, yeah. And it's like now, you know, we've got as good or greater quality all gathering in one place that you can get to. So.
Well, we look forward to be part of that event. And then definitely check out, listen, and, you know, talk to Dean here, who's on the show. He'll be there. And he's the host of FMA Discussion. So if you've got any questions, you want his autograph, I get 20% of whatever it pays there.
That's right. You changed it from 10.
Well, you know, that was before the show. Now that the show's on, you agreed to that. I doubled it because how do you say no?
Definitely. You know, obviously when we get there, nothing that we need to, as far as time and all that. But again, if the interest is there, I'd be more than happy to interview whoever. While I'm out there. I plan bringing the laptop. All you need is power and an internet connection. So we
got internet. We got power.
Okay. Well,
I don't know if we both have them all at the same time, but we got it. It'll be all right. All right. Well, listen, Terry, you know, I'm not trying to shove you off, but I know that you have very little sleep and you have a family to get to.
Yes, that's true.
So thank you for, and we're going to wrap up shortly anyways, but I just wanted to get you on and get some sleep, my man.
All right. I'm going to try.
I'll see you Friday.
Terry, thank you.
See you later, Terry.
All right. So, and everyone loves Terry. And there we go. I'm going to remove Terry. I didn't give him the boot. He can take himself out completely out, or maybe he did go. Oh, he's gone. All right. So I'm looking forward to teaching with you guys. Definitely. Hey, you know what? As I always say, bring your A game because I'm bringing mine. No.
I'm only bringing B.
B? Oh, damn it. Can I bring my alpha game instead? No, I'm looking. This is cool because, you know, I had no clue that Terry was going to put a session with all 6 of us together.
That'll be cool.
Incredible.
I mean, that's going to be.
Yeah.
And who knows? I'm going to throw this out here before we even do the event. Maybe the FMA Invasion should go on the road. Just saying.
I like it.
Saying.
That's funny you brought that up because
I know you were going to think about that already, my friend, because we've talked about shit like this already.
Yeah, and somebody, Roger Bullis called me.
Oh, screw Roger. No, actually, I like Roger a lot.
And he goes, hey, you know, you should take your brand and geographic areas collectively get like-minded FMA guys and, like, for instance, example, tri-state area, New Jersey, Connecticut.
Yep.
Just for example, it doesn't have to be that, of course. And, like, get people there and get like 6, you know, instructors and do 2 days. You know, take it to Florida, take it over there. And then I started getting thinking, I'm like, you know what? I think that's manageable. But it kind of parallels what you're just saying. So.
Well, you know, what I did, so I did the Legends of FMA tour. I don't know if you were around, noticed that. That was Bobby Tabuada, Michael Harone, Max Palin, and myself. We did like 7 cities in 10 days.
How'd it go?
We had a blast, but, you know, yeah. I put the whole thing together, which and I knew who I was dealing with. I'd worked with all of them before, one way or another. And I mean, I listen. There were moments. there were definitely moments that we were getting on each other's nerves because it was like Well, actually, some of the guys, Michael Harron was with me for over 2 weeks. And it's not that Michael was getting on I mean, Michael and I got along great. I mean, we really became much closer together. But Max wasn't used to being around people, and he never did a tour like this. Bobby Tabuada, we got along great. It was him and his wife with us. So, but he's used to being on the road, living out of a suitcase. So it was all good. So I think there was a little culture shock from going from doing seminars to, and Sam was actually one of the guys that hosted one of them. So, I mean, I think like I said, I was thinking like us because we put this brand together.
Yeah, no. I was just
put the brand together. I put the brand together. I mean, I just made it. I go, we should really market this, and then the Legends. Tour was a blast. Brock was another host. The thing here is, I really wanted to put. Okay, so how did the FMA Invasion come about? It was my brainchild, not bringing us together, the branding of us together. Because the brainchild was Terry Dow. He said, Tim, I've got this crew. Who's the next person on the bill? I go, Dean Franco.
Which I really appreciate, by the way.
No problem. I'll decide whether I'll admit to that later or not. I can also delete that. I can delete this episode.
The percentage too, right?
This episode can just go away real quick. I hit the button. Here we go. What's Eric got for me? Here, and a couple road trips for gatherings. Okay. But the thing here, okay, I think one of my so this is why I do the FMA professionals thing. We talk, and this is probably one of the reasons why you had me on FMA discussion talking about martial schools, because I understand business. I mean,
100%.
The thing here is companies rebrand all the time. It doesn't change the company. It's refreshing the brand. And I'll give an example. So I was teaching both Remy Precis Modern Arnis and Ernesto Precis Combatant, or Ernesto Precis Arnis. And I was teaching the two together. I still do teach it. I can separate them, and a lot of times I do. I can teach the modern curriculum. I can teach the combatant curriculum. I can teach my Balintwalk. I can teach all my programs separately. But my day-to-day is more of a blended system. And, my problem was when I go to other schools that do modern, because they blend them with other systems, karate, taekwondo, fill in the blanks, they're doing something different. And I was talking to Rich Parsons, who's been on the show, Master Rich. And the question goes, dude, I'm having problems because I'm bumping into some people who've trained with some of the other modern East people, and I don't want to say they're wrong, but in my mind they are, because some of the stuff is just, it's wrong from the mindset if you're doing it as a standalone FMA program, which is what I'm doing. But if you blend it with another art, I can understand why they took the path that they did. And I was trying to come up with a brand, a name that makes things more sensible. And I'm like, okay, I teach Remy's art. He promoted me. 6th degree, which is actually 7 in modern because it's black then first. So I'm also Datu. And that's where the bulk of my training came from. And Ernesto promoted me after years of training with him to 9th degree in Grandmaster and Combatant. So I'm teaching the two together. And for years, I was while Ernesto was alive, I was talking to Rich and going, hey, what do you think if I said Precis Arnis? Because a lot of my friends do American Kempo through Ed Parker. And the students, paying an homage to their teacher, called it Parker's Kempo. Mr. Parker never called it Parker's Kempo. He always called it American Kempo. So, and I talked to Rich and go, that way, if I'm teaching in someone's school and they say, well, Tim, how come you do it differently? Well, I'm doing Remy's art and Ernesto's art together, so I have a different synthesis. So it might be because I'm doing these two together. I'm teaching the family art, where you're just doing one side of the family, which is why you might see things differently. So that was the whole approach. And I didn't want to play favorites to one brother over the other. I mean, I could talk about Remy, who promoted me to Datu, or I could talk about Ernesto, who promoted me to Grandmaster, but I wouldn't have been able to do it without Remy's teaching, because it was all on the back of Remy's teaching. And I'm like, why don't I do Precis Arnis? Because I used to sign my things Tim Hartman Modern Arnis, and I said Tim Hartman Remy Precis Arnis, and then I was saying Remy A Precis, because I wanted to make the distinction because Remy Jr., which is Remy P. Pracis. He was doing more the Guk Arnis than he's doing modern. He didn't train with his father much after he left the Philippines. And that's 20 years of development that he didn't see. So, then what did he call it? Because I heard everyone else tells me he called it American Kempo. I don't think he didn't call it Parker's Kempo, did he?
Maybe it was just Kempo.
Maybe it was just Kempo, yeah. So I sat there and I talked to the guys, and then when Ernesto died, about a month later, we pulled the trigger and said, let's go Pracis Arnis because it really promotes the family art. And here's the problem. I'm old school when it comes to this. I don't like my English with my Asian words. Remy used modern Arnis because it was an American word and modernizing the traditional arts. He also called it AKA Filipino Karate. So he rebranded his thing in the Philippines that spoke to the Filipinos. So, but here in the States, when you say combat jiu-jitsu or combat hapkido or modern this and modern, to me, it sounds cheapened. No matter how good the system is, I like my Asian words Asian, and that's why I want Pracis Arnis. Well, Pracis is a Filipino last name. Arnis. Okay, no, I like that. Pracis Arnis, like Parker's Kempo. I mean, I could have named it Hartman's Arnis, but I didn't. It's about my teachers, not about me. I'm just the person teaching the system. These are the guys that created it. So, and that changed the way I did stuff. And I've always been about branding because I think about the business, how to get and retain students, marketing, because I'm competing. Unfortunately, we do, even though they're not a real competition, the real competition is volleyball, bowling, soccer, crazy. In my town, hockey and soccer. I mean, there's no professional team here in soccer. I don't get that. Hockey, I get. We're a big hockey town, but these things kill me. And marching band, that's another one. I don't like marching band. They kill me, absolutely kill me. But I went with the rebranding because I thought about this. Well, now we're talking about a seminar. What way to get a better look at the FMA people, our practitioners here, by saying the FMA invasion? Now everyone's it's on their radar. Everyone's talking about it. And and we got to do a positive way to get more attention to us. Okay, so what do you say here? Because it just called it Kempo Karate. Okay, all right, okay. That's fine. All right, whatever, Kempo. You call it Kempo. Okay. So, but I think that's this thing that we have to think about all the time. That's why I did the Legends of FMA tour. We've got the summit. I have to repost that till next year because now that I'm actually going across the border in 2 weeks to see what it's like going to Canada. And some of the Canadians are beginning to come down. That's because they're going to the shopping outlets, but that's another story. No, I think, the invasion, there is no invasion. It's the FMA track at the symposium. But I think the whole idea is we got to think about how to get attention to us in a positive way.
That's sketchy. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think if you're thinking about doing something, Dean.
No. No.
But if you're thinking about doing something through FMA discussion separate from what we're talking about.
Yeah.
My mindset, if you're going to put something together this is the advice to the people on the show with me today and the people watching. You start with a core team of people and take that on the road.
Yeah.
Because you don't know. Oh my God! Like the first time I went to the West Coast, I watched such FMA dysfunction out there. It was crazy. So here's the thing that we got really well on the East Coast. People don't judge us based on our ethnicity. I've got people over there that if you're not Pinoy, they don't listen to me.
Hear that. Too bad.
Because you guys have such. Listen, and I look for people. I look for Filipinos when I'm doing Filipino martial arts. I look for people. If I'm doing Chinese martial arts, I want people from China. I want closest to the source as possible. But if that source is no longer there, and it's a second or third generation student, I'd rather find the best student, whether they're Pinoy or not, whether they're Chinese or not, whether whatever. Like to me, I wanted Remy. Okay, Remy's gone. Okay, that's it. There's gone. I want Balintwak. I had Ted Buat, and then one of Remy's friends, we're Bobby Tabuada. I got access to him. Okay, he's not my teacher; he's a mentor. Ted Buat was my teacher, But I have no problem working from someone from outside of a ethnicity. I mean, I've already been talking to Mike about doing CLAT with because I like Mike CLAT, so it doesn't matter to me, and he's part of the family, so it's even better. But the thing here is, I'm watching guys out there. They got so much. We're doing the symposium or the gathering. First time I went out there, and every guy's given 15 minutes in this one class. Tony DeSaro walks up to the guy and goes, "You got 3 minutes left." He's like, "What do you mean I got 3 minutes left? You've been demoing for 12 minutes." And it was a 12-minute demo. And like, how many times have we seen, people, it's different if you're supposed to do a lecture. Okay? Because lecturing is just as important as teaching. But this guy's getting ready to teach a class. He's got 15 minutes and 12 of it's used for a demo. So I think if you're going to put something together, know the people you're working with, know the skill set, especially if you're going to put your brand on there. And then later, if you want to have a regional gathering and make it more regional people, you can swap people out and then go from there. For anyone doing this is what I would go with the crew that you're comfortable with and then expand on that later.
Yeah, it's at very, very ground level. Like, I haven't even contacted anybody. So personally, I would like to try your idea first before I even
Yeah, well, I see. Let me see here. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people you can talk to right now.
Yeah, if you guys are up for it, FMA discussion. I'm the zookeeper.
Let me see. Let's vote on it. All in favor? Okay, so Dean, let's get through this weekend. If we get along, there we go. This is the test run.
If we survive,
we'll survive. I mean, we got to pull together and take out all those karate. And there's a lot of kickboxers there, so you got to get those karambits, Achilles tendon as they throw the kick up, snap that Achilles tendon real quick, and then don't
I'm the newbie, so I need to create a buddy system right now. So who is my Steve?
Well, there's 6 of them.
Come with me, Dean. We'll introduce you.
It's all good. It's all good.
It's pretty. I mean, it's really open and friendly. I mean, I was amazed the first time I went, and then second time, and then I was going to be on the bill before the COVID thing hit, and then luckily he kept me on this time. So I'm almost essentially as new as you are, but I will tell you that you're going to enjoy the feel. You won't even think about it.
Yeah, I'm sure once I get there, everything will.
Don't be nervous. You'll have a blast.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but
an open group.
Great things.
They're going to welcome you. I mean, have you met Kara? You've met Kara already, right?
I'm sorry, who?
Kara.
Yeah, actually, I met her
at our thing, right?
When you guys did at Frank's.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So she goes up there as well. There's a whole bunch of people you're going to know.
Very nice.
I mean, Joe Rebello's on the show all the time, so I mean, you're going to get to. Have you met Joe face to face yet?
I did. I met him at the.
There you go.
I think I met when I met Ty, actually.
There we go, and he's drooling karambit. Hey, listen. So people aren't always aware of this. Dean, do you have any swag that you sell?
Swag I sell.
Yeah, do you like T-shirts or something you sell?
Well, I actually, ironically,
not those fantasy blades behind you, right? No.
Yeah, I just talked to a T-shirt today. Actually today, so FMA discussion T-shirts are coming out. And
so
like always,
I'll have a table there if you want. If you got cards or brochures you want to hand out.
I probably that's thank you. It's very nice of you. I probably would just like a pre-order thing, just because I talked to him. Pretty much everything's solidified. It's just a matter of he's going to show me what it looks like, and then I'm going to go from there.
Well, it'll be a little short notice for this weekend, but if you've got brochures or something you do something to ask out to add to advertise, by all means put on my table. And speaking of Kara, here she is. Incredibly awesome time. You will enjoy it, Dean. Too
funny.
That is, See, everyone's in on the joke. Terry has no clue what we were talking about. And it's like, and we're like, and us Westerners are massacred. May's probably laughing every time we say that because, like, you are the worst guys at doing a Filipino accent. But I'm good at this. Actually, I got Janice doing this the other day. I'm shopping and I wear these air jacks, which are really good. And I'm listening to my music and we're going around. All of a sudden I go, I'm like, I got that part. I go. But that's, and then when you don't go like this, it's always this way right here, right, May?
Yeah.
I'm down. This is rude when you show it's like this. I'm like, what's this? Oh shit! She's calling me over. Okay, run. And then you got to remember, first customer of the day discount. You're gonna hear that even at the end of a 12-hour shift. But that's one. Hey, have you been to the Philippines yet, Dean?
On the bucket list, I'm hoping now that COVID's over.
You should go with when Ty and I go.
I do want to go. It's needed.
Or with Mike and May if they.
Yes.
I'm willing to go with anybody. It just needs.
Get a house there. Everybody's welcome to stay there.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Hey, you know what, Datu?
What? You can
Right,
just call me
the
Tim, right? I
FMA
mean,
the
you
FMA
guys should all be
invasion.
calling me Tim.
Okay, the FMA invasion goes to the Philippines.
Oh, wow.
You might not want to come to me. That one might be a little too much for them to stomach.
Yeah, we might not make it back.
Hey, if you're not thinking big,
We get a house and we get a big area for training.
No.
all
I mean,
set
I
up and
go
big
there. No,
roof.
we can do that. I've taught seminars there, unrelated to the FMA
if
festival.
we're gonna do this, if we're gonna do this, man, we're gonna do this, right?
I need to bring my viewer count up a little more before we get out there. So, well, listen, you guys, okay. Well, besides this weekend, Chris Davis. Wait, Chris. Can we all just call you Tim Datu? No, Chris, you got to call me Datu. After you blew that sword for him, cutting your fingers off multiple times. So Chris is top notch. He's about the same age as Ty and I, and he still competes and does a wonderful job. And I remember this. We just did a tournament a couple of weeks ago, and he's pulling the sword out and putting it back, and he made a little debacle. No big deal. I mean, I just bust his chops because I can. But I remember the first tournament he did a sword and he drew it out. I'm like, Chris, and I'm pretty sure he won the division. And he goes, Chris, that was pretty good, even though you drew the blade out backwards. I'm like, you saw that? I go, who do you think would have seen it? He still was better than everyone in the division. I mean, it was better than the girl hitting herself in the head with a nunchaku. So, and it goes, yes, I know you took first place because they're afraid of you getting him with the blade, the blunt end, because it hurt. I did. You were the only one to see it. Of course I was.
Nice.
They're like, I can't believe it. You saw it. I'm like, dude, I'm the knife guy. I'm the blade guy. I'm the weapon. I mean, listen, any of you guys would have saw the same damn thing, okay. Well, anything. Well, let's go this way. Dean, after this weekend, what events you got coming up?
Far as shows or
No, events.
Events going
Are you
to
teaching somewhere?
New Mexico.
Oh, phenomenal.
And then pending what this goes.
Well, yeah. I mean, we don't count. I mean, we do, but we don't.
So New Mexico.
Okay.
And then June, possibly Florida, but not positive. Brandon Ricketts is coming back from the Philippines to San Diego in August. So I'll definitely be going out to California. Yeah.
To live?
He was supposed to move back, and I guess that's not happening.
Okay.
So I guess he is going to come here for like 3 weeks and then return.
Okay. All right. Go. Steve, you got anything coming up?
No, nothing planned yet. Probably around June or July, I'll probably do something up at the camp. But other than that, nothing really planned right now.
So Mike and May, obviously, I've got you coming to Buffalo, and then you're going to send me that information so I can get your hotel room worked out. So I'll put it on my credit card. Incidentals, you got to take care of that yourself, of course, Tim, because I'm a cheap bastard. But and then Ty. But do you have anything? And then you got Tom Soda's coming to your place.
Yes.
Yeah,
May
28th.
28th.
That's hosting. Okay, that's the 28th of May.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then,
And then what do you
July,
do?
going
What are
to
you
Florida.
guys doing after that?
We're going after that. Well, July we have a
July.
schedule going to Colorado to see Willem de Tua.
July.
Mhm.
Excellent.
Everyone is invited.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm going to Vegas with Janice, and we're going to the Maya Super Show. And then of course, we're looking next calendar year, possibly bringing the Massachusetts camp back online to Salem, Massachusetts.
Yes.
Have all of us
I work
together.
on that.
Yeah, that'd be great. PG Ty, what do you got coming up in April?
Yeah, right after the symposium, the very next weekend, I got my 8th annual FMA Spring FMA thing. So that's all the local styles and some not so local, gathering for a whole day in park. Then we've got the May thing that you mentioned, the 65th anniversary.
Yep.
Then in the beginning of June, we've got the Police Academy.
Oh yeah,
I
we
believe
did
it's
that. Right,
Police,
right,
yep.
right.
And then the end of June, I'll just go that far. We got the Maryland camp that Chad and I host.
Nice, nice.
Yep.
Let me see what I got coming up. So obviously this weekend I'm with all of you. The following weekend I'm up in Cambridge, Ontario, going back up to Canada. First trip up to Canada since COVID. Teaching over at Carl Outram's place, and then we do the Modern East event, the anniversary camp, and then in June I'm in Avon, Connecticut.
What? No way.
Yeah,
That's
I'm going
like-
over to I think is it Connecticut or is it Massachusetts? I don't know. I think-
Avon's in Connecticut. That's like 20 minutes from me.
Yeah, I'm teaching a seminar over at Avon Kempo Aikido Academy.
We
doing
get
modern-
closer. Let me know on that. I'll definitely come out.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I'm doing more of a the Canada one, and that one is going to be more of a street approach to FMA.
More axe handles.
Exactly, actually. So my and that's why when Steve was talking about this, it resonates with me when you talk about axe handles and stuff like that. I mean, listen. So there's a big discussion which I want to have on the show, and I'm just going to open this up by saying this. So we'll talk about this. Are Filipino martial arts? Everyone talks about what are they? Everyone say, well, they're bladed. Are they bladed? I'm just gonna. I don't buy that. My mindset is more of a. My mindset is more that that it's weapons of opportunity. Well, here we go. There's the Connecticut one right there.
There you go.
Big combatives,
Oh, yeah.
Modern East for the street.
That's like
I got another one
like,
with my showing my tattoo off.
like 20 minutes to 30 minutes away from me.
Yeah. So that's the but my big thing now is I don't look at Filipino martial arts being bladed. I think of that they're conceptual movements done with any tools, because I think every society started off the same: stick, stone, and bone. And based on the access of technology is what they changed their weapons. And if there was a greater access to these tools, there'd be a lot more 45 and 9 millimeters in the Philippines. And actually, depending on where you worked, they probably
That's true.
And grenades.
Oh my God, grenades! Oh my God, my instructor used to my Blentzwalk instructor used to talk about. I'd go bowling. What do you mean? I would pull the pin and roll it at people. Like, what the hell? And all the Blentzwalk guys tell similar stories. I'm like, damn, where do you get this stuff? Oh, we're all part of the military. You're able to check out a weapon for the weekend. Oh yeah, sure, it's not a problem. I'm like, and it was the wild, wild east. You know what I'm saying? So, but to me, my guys, we all talk about it. I said, what weapons do we do? And the answer is yes. We do weapons.
Yes.
And I don't think that we're exclusively bladed. I think that the blade captures the spirit of what we do. It's more of a symbolic thing. Like when you think Japanese martial arts, you think of the katana, of their weapon. And I think, well, what do you think? Okay, yeah, we use the sticks all the time because training weapons were different and technology changed with that. But I mean, obviously, what captures the spirit of Filipino martial arts? Oh, blades, in my opinion. Yeah, no questions asked. But I don't think we're bladed systems. I think we're just systems. Because anything I can put on my hand, Edge or impact, I can make it work. Oh, hell, screw that. I don't even need this because this is my everyday carry right here. Everyone talks about their EDC. I mean, something you have to pull out of your pocket. I never have to pull this out of my pocket. I got this in the shower with me. And I want to end with that because it gets awkward. So listen, does anyone have anything else they want to say before the show's over?
No, it just was great getting on here with everybody. And
all right, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to take you guys out. Ty and I are going to say our last minutes talk, and we'll just talk for a minute or two afterwards. So I'm taking you off screen. Don't go away.
Right.
And see, and this is why I really like. I'm going to bust Dean's chops as always. Well, here we go. Look, boom. This is why I use.
Franco.
I use StreamYard. I saw Datu Wick
I'm
kill
just
3
a creep
guys.
of habit. I know.
Datu Wick.
There you go.
My stick bag has the morale patch of Baba Yaga. So, I'm embracing.
Nice.
And I do have a Mustang now, so what the hell. And then, Rob, we will catch you later.
Yeah,
so you guys hold on as I remove you. Thank you for being on the show, you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
This weekend. Thank
See you
you.
this weekend.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. They're still here.
Good.
Okay, they're not
I better
going
stick
anywhere.
around. Yep.
They can hear everything we're saying. FMA are
That's a good group. That's a good group. I'm looking forward to this weekend.
agricultural, yes. Okay, and
Yep.
then nice talk, guys. Thank you. And then always great listening. Oh, Brian was stealth mode today. So listen, everybody. Oh, I think we lost Mike and May. They probably just had to take off. They're bored with us. No one likes talking to us.
We'll get enough of it next weekend.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So, and then thanks, Joe. So, as always, everybody, this is always a pleasure doing this. It's great to have people on. Our viewership goes up and down. I think we get a lot more play later. We don't get a lot of the views that a lot of our views are not tracked because they come through Facebook.
Right.
So I look at my numbers. I'm like, okay, we're still having good, you know what? We're getting in front of the right people. And that's all that matters,
Right.
And people can always look back at this and we'll get more views. And, if it exposes people, it gives people exposure. They should just wear longer underwear, I guess. And like I said, I had my rant, but I'm going to say it again at the end of the show. Listen, everybody, if you're truly concerned about any martial art existing, the most important thing is not promoting the seniors and higher belts. It's about getting more qualified instructors out there, or as layman terms, we need to produce more black belts.
Ground up, not top down.
No, top down doesn't do anything. Our organization, when something happens, I look at me and I go down. We had a communication issue with. I talked about. I remember a test up in Canada. Thank you, Eric. And I asked about, okay, what are the 3 ways to hit a target? And we asked everybody, no one knows. And I looked at the board, they didn't know it. I go, well, everyone tell me what the 3 blocking methods are. And then I go, board, and no one knew. I'm like, okay, you know what? This is things I say all the time. These guys should know it. I didn't emphasize it enough. I got to take responsibility and figure a new way to get it out there. So real quick, 3 ways of hitting a target: hit at, hit in, hit through. 3 blocking method: unbrace, brace, and dos manos. Even open hand techniques, it's still the same. So we need to take responsibility from the top down, but we need to build a building from the foundation up. And that means we need greater numbers. We don't need more people on the top now. It just makes it top heavy. And what's the tangible thing? The big thing I tell everybody: how do you decide whether you get a higher rank? I mean, we don't promote people anymore just for the sake of promoting them. We never did. But when people came to me, it's less about teaching. It's more about producing students. You want a higher degree black belt? There's only so much you can do on the mats. The rest needs to be done by producing people to perform on the mats. And that's my rant. So, Ty, you got anything for me or anything for us?
I got nothing. I'm wiped. Sorry.
All right. Well, listen, everybody, as always, please stay safe, stay sane. This is Datu Tim.
PG Ty. Take care all.
And see you all soon.